Alrighty. So, we're getting started now. Let me get that off the screen. And you know what I think we should do? But you know what? I don't think that'll show. Never mind. I was going to show off a time lapse of the first Afternoth design that we did, but I think because of the way that OBS records windows, it would be a lot more hassle than it's worth to pull that up. So we're just not gonna. Raptula theme, very cool. So how we feeling? How we doing? Everybody have water? Yeah. So the plan is to do my second approach of Aptonoth. So you can see I had some ideas here, and I don't think I'll be really sticking with any of them. That's just the Isles Megarasaurus. That's ugly. That's not terrible, honestly. Maybe I should keep that one. I don't know. Well, sandwiches are good for you. Did I ask if everybody has water yet? If I didn't, double checking that everybody has water. And if you don't have water, go get water. Because it's, you know, I'm going to be rambling for a minute before the stream actually really gets going. So, feel free to go ahead and do that. While we're kind of sitting around and waiting to see if anybody else is coming in. Oops, 1 second. Whoopsie. Okay, there we go. Where was I? We're waiting for people to come in. How are people's days, you know? Because the beta should come out in about an hour. Are we excited? I'm definitely gonna play it tonight, but I'm gonna play it off stream, just because I'm. It's so different and it's so weird. I think I really want to be able to just like sit in the game and focus on learning how the weapons work a little better. So. Yeah, definitely do that. Also, you know, it's nice to be able to experience it without the pressure, because I think at the moment I'm thinking I want to record my gameplay sessions of the full game when it comes out, and make gameplay videos out of it. God knows if I'm gonna have the time for that, but I'm gonna make an attempt to do that. I'll at least have the recordings, I guess. So once I graduate or during the summer, I can upload all that. And I think I'm gonna do a lot of that on stream, but maybe I won't. Maybe I will just record it, solo. That actually might be better. That way I can do editing and stuff. And I do like editing, even though I hate it. But I think that's, I feel like that's a very common sentiment for any editor to have, is like, oh my god, it's so much fun. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stream this beta at all, to be honest with you, because I've already got the stream scheduled for the community thing in a couple days, 2 days, but the excuse me, I've got this scheduled for the, and then I'm thinking that I'm kind of in a lull in my classwork right now, but the classes are sure to pick back up once a couple of days goes by. It's just that I'm near, like, I just got finished with some projects in one class, and I have like simpler projects in other classes, so it's uncharacteristically light this weekend, but I don't know when I will be given the opportunity to actually like stream again. So yeah, I'm just continuing to convince myself that the better option is to just record it. So that's okay. Maybe I'll record like grinding or something, and that also makes it better if I want to play with friends, because I have a lot of friends who have offered to play with me, and I don't know if I'll even do that, because I actually kind of prefer to play most games solo if I can. Like even stuff that's explicitly designed to be in multiplayer, like Monster Hunter is, but it functions just fine without multiplayer. But something like Deep Rock is inherently designed to be multiplayer, but I like just going into the caves for an hour and a half by myself. So, yeah, I definitely won't mind having some time alone with the funny monster hunting game. Okay, I think I've yammered on for long enough. We can get started on the actual designs here. So we're gonna just take all of these and whoops. One second. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can actually use this song on stream anyway, so it's a good thing I've been talking relatively non-stop through it. Let's get a different song. Let's see, not that. Put this in playlist in general, it'd be safer. This one's good, I think. Yeah, that should be good. Let's do that. Cool. Anyway, like I said, the actual content of the stream. Okay. I probably have to mush these guys a little closer together, just so I have the real estate to actually do some work here. There we are. Oops. Forgot. There we go. Just stick him up in there. So, I have an idea of how I want to handle this version of Aptonoff, but once I get started on it, you know, it's still subject to change. Glenn Boudin came in the other stream and totally changed my mind on how I wanted to do it, and it was for the better, really. I think it turned out to be cool. Actually, you know what? I don't think I shared the finished Aptonoff, so let me pull that up on stream. Remember when I said I was actually going to start drawing? Anyway, let's see, where are my files? You know, organization is really nice until you've organized too hard and you have 300 folders and you don't remember what all of them do. There we go. Wow, as a thumbnail, that Aptonoff looks really good. Doesn't look quite as good full scale, but I still think it actually looks pretty decent. I like that a lot. I'm pretty happy with the Aptonoff. While I'm here, you know what I ought to do is just post that in Discord. No, that's more distract. I'm just continue to distract myself from doing the point of the stream. We're not going to do that. I'm going to do that after the stream if I remember, which I won't. So, I'm thinking at this stage, I want to go with mostly this guy, because I think that has the most Aptonoff vibe of a body shape. And I'm gonna put more. This like head fin is okay. I think it actually did have a more interesting purpose when we built it last stream, but I don't remember what it was. So instead, I'm gonna try and do something that's a mixture of Shringosaurus's head and some moose antlers there, and see where that gets me. Oh hey, yeah, there he is, Glenn. I haven't looked at his chat in a while, actually. Milo. Jeremiah is going on stream with me in 2 days. Yes, I know who that is. The beta, Professor Grubbs, you were asking about the beta. I think the beta is on in like an hour. I feel like, what does Aptonoff taste like? So gator tastes like chicken, and I imagine it's kind of somewhere in between like beef and gator. So, somewhere in there. That's almost like pork, isn't it? I wonder if it tastes like pork. It might taste like pork. I might do some Allura Titan. There's some Allura Titan DNA over in this guy over here. But I'm gonna, if I just keep looking at things, I just not on the ball, man. Damn. Anyway, let's try just getting started. And then that should get me in the flow of things. We should be good from there. Oh, you know what? There we go. That's what I want to do. So we're going to give it like an actual hardened beak. We're going to give it Nigersaurus's face because I think it's funny. And that kind of fits the dopey, helpless herbivore face, Nigersaurus. So we're going to give it a beak, but then protrusions of the beak will go and be the like horns and stuff. So do something like that. I shouldn't be worrying about posing actually. I should just keep it to clean profiles for now. So Nigersaurus's head is like a slope down, and then what was that? You guys hear that? I think you could. I'm not sure. I suppose, given where I am, I shouldn't be surprised that I have to hear people's souped-up trucks at all time of day and night. But I suppose that it was just like that at home, too, so school didn't change much for me. Oh, you know what? Venison's actually another good comparison because, that's an animal that hasn't been domesticated for meat. Because I guess that's a fair point. Is I bet you bison tastes very different from beef cattle, so maybe it would be more like gamey like that. Okay, neck, thick neck. Oh, hell yeah. This is one of my favorite tracks in all of Monster Hunter. I love Flaming Devil clad in magma. I don't actually remember which area this is for. I think this is Old Volcano? If anybody can confirm that. Yeah, I kind of like this horse face that I've ended up giving it. Although, is that too close to the original? Maybe it is. Yeah, I think maybe I will go with that like rounder head. I kind of like that in the conceptualization I had of this last stream. So we'll give it a very short, stout skull. Give it a big ol' jaw for chewing on grass. There. And then these could be the attachment points for the horns. Gonna worry about them later. I'm thinking the current skull isn't gonna support them super well. But I'm gonna get some more of the body blocked out first so I can kind of Frankenstein, mix and match parts, see what we like. It's second gen volcano, okay. I've had bison tongue before, but I've never had the whole bison, and I honestly don't even remember what it tasted like. I just remember I liked it, but I don't remember what it actually tasted like. So maybe I should go eat more wild animals for research on my videos, because it has come up several times what monsters would taste like. But maybe that's just one guy. I don't know who was commenting it last time. I think I gave this version like Mesohippus hooves, and I'm still kind of into that idea. We'll try it out. I'm thinking it might not work as well as I want it to. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, but I'm gonna leave it for now just so that we have some semblance of leg there. Actually, that's probably too long anyway. Berserk Leviante is a really good one, actually. Yeah, and I often proclaim myself to be Magnamello's #1 hater. There's nothing wrong with his theme. His theme's sick. Because I actually, one of the other things that I think is a relatively unpopular opinion that I have is I think the chanting in the tracks of Rise actually kind of take away from the themes. But I think Magnamello's actually is thematically perfect because the Hellfire not necessarily in lore, but in universe legend is supposed to be trapped souls, and I think that's really cool that he has a chorus in his theme, because it's like the souls of the dead are singing, trying to ask you to free them or something like that. That's sick. And I hope he continues to have vocals in his theme going forward, even as he enters games that don't really have uh, vocals in their like monster themes. He definitely deserves to keep them. I mean, I think the thing I just don't like about Magma is that it looks stupid. It just looks awful. Um, and I don't enjoy its fight either. So it doesn't really. It's just it gets 0 points from me. It doesn't do any of the things I like, and it annoys me when I fight it. So there's nothing there for me. Like I've always kind of said that, and somewhat unwisely, I've always said that I feel Magnamalo looks like something out of Final Fantasy, and I say that as an insult because I don't particularly jive with any of the Final Fantasy art that I've seen. Um, it just feels like it has stuff on it just to have stuff, and I think lots of monsters kind of do that. Like it's just got detail to have detail, but that's not a terrible thing inherently. I think Magnamalo just has so much stuff on him, and a lot of it is redundant or pointless, and just don't like it. I think honestly the most frustrating part about Magma for me is that after I read what it's like supposed to be, I was even more mad that I hated it because the concept is really cool. I just don't. None of the execution worked for me. It is essentially the takeaway from that. I've not touched God Eater, so I guess I'll have to take your word that Megamelo would fit artistically. Let's see. What do we do here? I don't want to give it just another back ridge because the original Aptonoth has that. Maybe we should work out these antlers. Let's get all the sketches in view at once. Zoomed in, and we're actually going to grab this. We're gonna take it over here. There we go. You know what? Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to do a beak based on like a moose skull. It's kind of a fun shape. I'll think about it. Barthener. Yeah. The hold on. I'm not caught up in chat. We're actually talking in here. I mean, I don't think the saber teeth are pointless. I just like on Megamelo specifically. I don't think they're pointless. I just don't think he really needs them, and I think they make the head look really awkward and stupid. I don't think they do anything beneficial for him. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. I don't think there's anything wrong with putting the like flipping fangs on there. That's a very Monster Hunter thing to do, but the I just don't think they look good. I think they look really bad. I agree with the. I think the more tiger-like builds really spoke to me a lot more. I'm on the wrong layer. Balls. There we go. Let's see here. Let's shrink the eraser. I don't mind the idea that Gerber had about it being more like what's that? Who does like exactly that? Acidic lavinus. I don't mind that conceptually, but I don't think that necessarily fixes the issues I have with the fight. I think he's just like does animate rocket boosts and flips, and I think I just don't really want to deal with any of that. It's kind of the same reason I don't like fighting. Um, what's it called? Volfalk. What's the English name? Valstrax. All that much. Granted, I have not fought it much, so I don't hold it. I don't say that its fight really annoys me super often because it annoyed me like 2 times, and then I stopped playing Rise because I had other stuff to do. So I can't say much for Valstrax, but I didn't enjoy the like 2 times I fought him that all that much. Didn't despise it, but I didn't like it very much. But it's another monster whose like anatomy kind of bugs me. Although now that I have a better understanding of it, it doesn't bother me as much. I just don't particularly like it. I'm not going to be mad at Magnamalo for the copy-paste Turf Wars. That's not his fault. That's a rushed game cycle. That's whatever, you know? And you know, Turf Wars, they really don't matter to me. Because most of the time, they're just, like, taking the monster away from me for a while to deal less damage than I could have probably done in that time. Granted, in Wilds, it'll make a difference, because I suck at Wilds. So, maybe it'll be more worth it to make use of those. I don't like that antler arrangement either. Maybe I just can't do the antlers that way. Megalocerops. Do I know what you're talking about? Let's find out. Whoops, let's not close that tab. Oh, you're talking about Megaloceros. Yeah, I'm not doing Megaloceros antlers on a teeny tiny Aptonoth. That's not happening. I actually wish that Magnamalo was about was more explicitly about the rocket boosts because it is just kind of a thing he can do. It seems strange to me that his moveset isn't actually kind of similar to like old gen Narga's, where it would crouch down and then leap at you really quickly. That's kind of what I would think from a tiger with a jump boost, but for whatever reason, it's not that. Let's try something like that. And this dish will go. There we go. I think I got it. Alright, that's going to stay rough for now. I'll revisit it, but I think that's roughly the antler shape I want to go with. And that doesn't look like anything right now, but we'll come back to it. I know. I have the idea in my head. So let's see. What do we got for hands inspiration sitting around here? It's probably, I mean, I guess as boring of an answer as it is, it's probably most worth it to just give it the, you know, Ornithischian forelegs. Ceratops Ornithischians? I think they are. Because it's Ornithischia and Theropoda, isn't it? No, it's Saurischia. That's right. Yeah, so Ornithischia has to be Ceratopsids, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember why I had the pangolin here. I think I had the pangolin for That's right. I had a version in my head that was kind of similar to Karatanov, but when I thought about it more, I was like, I mean, it really was just Karatanov. So I'm not going with that one so much anymore. But I can still use it as pose ref, and maybe as skull shape ref for the third design potentially. I'm not a fan of those. Yeah, I don't think I want to give it the sauropod mittens. What other four-limb options do I have open to me? Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll give another shot to like regular hooves actually. I could do Iguanodon, but I think Iguanodon's foot, or excuse me, like hand, is gonna be without the thumb claw. It might be a little strange. Then again, maybe that would be okay. Hmm. Because another thing that's gonna get in my way is I kind of want to do an Iguanodon monster on my own, but it's not ripping someone off if you're ripping yourself off. So yeah, let's do the Iguanodon hands. Let's give them a shot at least. Actually, I am gonna finish these hoof hands first. Just try them out, because how does the hooves work? They're like that. I think of maybe maybe I should just pull a cow reference in here. Might be more worth it than just floundering around on my own. I was kind of hoping I remembered what hooves look like, but the more I think about it, I guess that I apparently do not. Almudron is a bear. That's very interesting. I have not seen that concept art. That's kind of cool. I don't mind that. Okay, that's like a viable leg option. Let's copy that, put it off to the side. Oops. Off to the side here. There we go. Now we'll try the Iguanodon hands. I don't think I have Iguanodon hands in here as reference, which maybe is good, because I don't want them to be exactly Iguanodon's hands. So I will draw what I remember, and then hopefully I'll have something original. I think I can pose that better. What's my brush size at? It's only at 15. That's crazy. This feels super thick for 15. How far zoomed in am I? I guess I'm pretty zoomed in. Yeah, I'm pretty zoomed in. Okay, that's why. Get rid of these while I'm out here. So, wrist, forearm, there we go. Then fingers. Oh, you know what, actually? That's a thing to try, too. Let's just try regular Iguanodon hands. There we go. And then we'll get that planted iguanodonted hand as well, because I think that's going to be necessary to understanding if this anatomy is going to work. I think maybe what I'll do is, like an iguanodontid, I'll have the quote-unquote hoof, the foot at, oops, that's a very large eraser. I don't need an eraser that large. But anyway, the hand is like semi-pronated, because that's my understanding, is that it wasn't fully supinated, but it wasn't fully pronated either. It's kind of, I guess, at a 45-degree angle to the spine. I don't mind that at all. I guess with low detail, this looks like basically the same thing. And I think that gives me more reason to do what I was thinking about doing. Maybe I'll give it a partially iguanodon hand, partially hooved hand. It's fun. I'm enjoying that. Cool. And we can come back over this with more detail later. I think I like partway iguanodon, partway hooved hands, which I guess is just the mesohippus thing, isn't it? So much as what I was trying to do from the beginning. So on these back feet here, I gave it the outward-facing claws that some sauropods have. Do I have any reference of it sitting around in this file? Doesn't look like I do. But yeah, outward-facing claws that kind of form a semicircle around the outside of the foot. Should I give that a try for this guy, or do you think something more athletic? Because I do still think I want this to be a big cow creature, you know. Because even this has some meat on it, although it is maybe thinner than possibly I should have done. But at the same time, I think sometimes you just have to make changes for the sake of having something new. Otherwise, why did you bother? It's kind of a criticism I have of my own video on Gypsaros, is even if I liked Gypsaros, I don't think it's fair to change so little. I think given that he had an update already, I should have experimented a little more. So maybe that's the boat I'm in with the Aptonoth. Maybe. Actually. Well, I happen to... Oh, well, I happen to be here. I can just adjust the margins on that. There we go. Anyway, back to this guy. Oh, Fuse Hydro takes the place of the Iguanodont spike. Now that's actually something I'm very interested in. So the spike has to go, like, down and forward. I think I have to draw that from the front. And then the toes are kind of like that. That seems kind of Monster Hunter. You know what, though? I think, at least the rendition I have, I'm not as into for Aptonoth specifically, but I think it is worth revisiting that for sure. That's really fun. I have seen the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer, and the way I described it is that looks like Jurassic Park 3 too, which means it's going to be really bad, but it'll probably be a lot of fun, which honestly, that's fine. Dominion didn't even have the decency to be fun to watch, so I'll take it. And I've always been kind of a defender of Jurassic Park 3. Can I defend it and say that it's a narratively compelling film? No, I don't have the skills or knowledge to do that, and if I did, I probably wouldn't have that opinion. But I've always liked Jurassic Park 3, and if we can bring that fun energy into Rebirth, totally fine. I'm absolutely willing to accept that. GP3, like, objectively sucks, but I really like it. I think the beta starts in about half an hour now, but I'm not totally certain about that. I just believe that based on how it's worked in the past. Edwards giving Titanosaurus orange sails. I do not see what you're doing there. But yeah, did anybody answer my question a while ago? Because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, Titanosaurus, the kaiju. Okay, that's funny. Oh, I don't remember the timing of that very well. Apparently, let's see. So, I I'm hesitant to just give it like the generic dinosaur hadrosaur back feet, but I mean that's kind of what I want. I don't know. Then again, I think it implies too much bipedalism to do it that way, and I don't think Aptonoth are capable of bipedally running. They can definitely like get up onto their hind legs if they want to, but I don't think they can run that way. Do I like the sauropod back leg? I don't know if I like the sauropod back leg that much. And I am going to beefing up the thigh here. I don't hate it. Maybe if I did it more similarly to the sauropod I've got as reference rather than like, because I think Diplodocus has those like super strongly recurved claws. I think I do like that better. Yeah. Why would I give it giant toes? Why would I do that? I need to get out of the habit of saying some that my speech professors have taught me and I did not retain. Let's see. I like that as the basic body plan. Yeah. So let's give the antlers a look. I'm super down for Narcarcos vertebrate. I like the theory. I have not been like watching it closely enough to have formed an opinion other than sure, seems likely. I mean, if it's genetically related to the other elder dragons, I would hope it has bones. You know what? You're right. If my toes were permanently swollen, I probably wouldn't walk. So, if we put them like eye ridges there, and then how do we have them going? So we have them like sweep forward, As if, yeah, right, that's right, that's right. So the base is like Shringosaurus, but instead of curling, what is it, upward? Forward. We're gonna sweep them back. I think this is a little awkward. I think I'm close, but it's not quite what I need yet. It does drop bones. I don't know where else you would be getting bones in a Narcocos lair. It's not like they're like sitting all over the place. Which one is this? Oh, this is Barlagual, isn't it? Hold on, I'm gonna double check that. I think it is. Oops, wrong. Tab. There we go. Yeah. I really hope that we get. I think for the purpose of maintaining my vendetta against Frontier for like questionably justifiable reasons. I almost wonder if it would be better if Barlagual didn't specifically return, but we just got a monster to steal his mechanic. Like, honestly, just give us a Rumpopolo subspecies. It's like a mosquito raptor thing. You know? Perhaps the argument should be that Narcocos is so vertebrate that it just doesn't know what to do with all of its bones. So it makes its lair out of bones just because it has so many bones. It doesn't know what to do with them all. I don't love Jiragawa, but I think that was one that could be majorly chalked up to the fact that it's just on a shit engine. Because I mean, look at Frontier Espinus. Horrific, terrible, god awful even. But I actually really like Espinus in Rise. So if Yaragawa got a similar update, I think that would work out pretty well, actually. I think I know what I want to do for the antlers to soup them up a bit. Because I think I'm being too conservative with them. Even if on the herbivores in Monster Hunter, they've usually got something big that would be big and impressive in our world. Just because Monster Hunter is a universe full of insane people. The engine is a very strong contributor. There are some designs that are just bad, but a lot of them are just totally screwed over by the art style. It seems like, really, because I mean, it's not like old Monster Hunter was all ugly. Nargacuga's looked good since Gen 2, but I think it's the art style and direction of Frontier more so than the fault of the actual monster designs themselves, if that makes sense. Like, you can even see it with monsters that got ported over into online. The drones are, like, they're slightly changed, but they're very... I feel like the difference is very noticeable. And that's basically just an art style change. Upping in detail, sure. But I think that makes a good case for... I don't think ugliness should be the first thing that stops you, that makes you say, I don't like this Frontier monster. I think it should be maybe the second or third thing. Because sometimes their designs are just dumb looking. It happens. Some of them look bad. Like, what's that wooden deer elder dragon thing that I think explodes? It looks so awful. And then there's that guy who was added at the end of Frontier's lifespan. The one who I think only exists as one of the variants. I think it's burst species. Oh, Professor Rugop's comparative Malzeno and Barlaguel earlier. And honestly, I think both in gameplay and in theme, they're different enough that I have no problem with both of them like coexisting, even in the same game. Honestly, it might be a little redundant in the same game, but I wouldn't be mad about it. I don't love Inagami's look, but I don't think Inagami's terrible. Oh, sorry, you were asking Inagami in response to the thing. I was like, yeah, no, not that guy. I'm talking about. It's gonna bother me unless I find his name. Let's see. Oh, that looked like it. That's not it. I forgot about Irisarian. Oh my god, Irisarian's so bad. Damn it. Let me get the Frontier Monster list here. Boop, boop, boop. It should be down near the bottom if they're in order of adding. I'll just skip to Elder Dragons. It's probably easier. How many could this game possibly have? Oh, that's actually not that many. That's pretty good. What the? Oh god, that's a terrible name to say in English. Okay, Ko Arubaro. I'm going on this page right now so I can get a better image to show you guys. Here we are. This guy. This is who I'm talking about. I don't think a redesign will save this thing, or at least not one that keeps any of his identity, because I think he just inherently looks stupid. I mean, look, I'm not gonna get too hung up on, oh, that's not like ecologically viable, that's very inefficient. Literally no monster in Monster Hunter, aside from like probably most of the small monsters, could actually survive in a real world with a functioning ecosystem, because they would all fucking starve to death in 3 minutes because they're carrying around 400 pounds of weaponry. Like they would get over encumbered and die immediately. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief on this monster needs to be on fire and also on ice at all times. If sure, you have to come up with a better explanation other than we felt like it. But I'm willing to suspend my disbelief that, like, sure, a monster might need to do that. I believe you. Yeah, I believe he literally like comes to destroy the village. You have to siege battle him because he really doesn't like somebody singing. Granted, I believe the diva actually has some sort of like, I think it's a similar thing to the way the sisters Hinoa and Minoto commune with the wind serpents or I guess it's just the serpents. Only one of them is a wind serpent in Rise. I think that it's meant to be like a similar deal, but I cannot say that for sure because I have not played Frontier. And even if I did, I'm sure I'd be playing either a Japanese patch that I can't understand the dialogue of, or an English patch which has terribly translated dialogue. Even from the front, this actually looks like a mess. I should be drawing this from the top, not the front. Because I made the head big. think I might just need to get a smaller brush here, to be honest with you. I'm working in a too small section of my canvas to be able to do this effectively, unless I just shrink the brush. I don't know enough about Haruto Marugu to like say for sure my opinion on him, but I at least like the idea of a Mercury Dragon. Some of his attacks look kind of dumb, but you know, whatever. It's not the worst thing in the world. Hujikiki, I think, is actually a monster I liked more before I saw it in game, which is, I think, a somewhat rare occurrence. But I feel like it looked weird and dumb to me in game. But maybe I'm misremembering, because it's been a while. So I'm gonna pipe down on that regard. So I want that to do that. And then plate out like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. There we go. I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. And we'll have these guys go like out, but I do not want them to get in the way of its face. Eating grass, they're going to be pointing back and up. Have fun, Rugops. I'm probably gonna... I don't know if I'll end the stream right away when the beta comes out, but I probably won't be on for too much longer after it comes out. Assuming it actually is confirmed to be out at in 15 minutes now. Okay. No, that's still not it. Well, let me try this idea I had then. Yeah, it's not doing it. I wonder if the moose antlers just aren't going to work on this head. Nefgarmat, that's the mobile version's Egyptian guy, right? I think that's Nefgarmat. That's Nefgarmat, okay. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he looks kind of lame. More so in the fact that he's so strongly Egyptian themed that he looks out of place. Like, he's fine as a thing that exists, I guess, but I think he looks kind of dumb in the context of Monster Hunter, at least. Okay, maybe this is a better direction to go with these antlers. I think I need to be having them go further out. And maybe the problem is I'm making them too explicitly antler-like. Maybe they should just be more like spikes, like dinosaurs have, which is not true. They do not. I don't mind that. How does that look in side profile? So the brow ridge is there. goes like up like that. Reindeer antlers actually would have been a good one to pull from. I always forget about them. Okay, I think I like that. And let's see what I can do with the back here. You know what? Why don't we give it an Allura Titan crest, just like sideways? Which is actually, now that I think about it, that was the original reason I did this. I can't even tell anymore because it's shrunk down so far. It's pixelated, and I'm sure that the streaming quality isn't helping, but yeah, I think that is exactly why I did that originally. Oh, it's right. Yeah, I remember a lot about the design now. Oh well, that's actually okay. I think the design, I think it was a little out there for a small monster anyway. Do I want to give it a full-on, like, ceratopsian frill in the back here? Maybe I do. Maybe that's fun. But, like, a ceratopsian frill, but it's antler? That's cool, right? I like that. I might go with that. How does it look from the side? That's fun. That feels like appropriate for an herbivore monster. It's not like too much, but it looks like it could defend itself. I feel like that's what the tail on Aptonoth looks like in the original. It's got like a pretty sharp looking tail there that looks like a pretty serious weapon, but the rest of it is pretty harmless. I think as antlers, that's okay. So we're actually going to erase this tail because it sucked anyway, so I can access the sketch better. But I guess actually, to conclude my thoughts on the frontier discussion we were having, I think as a person who is pretty vehemently against frontier monsters returning to mainline, I don't think it's fair to say that all frontier monsters are stupid and bad. I think enough of them are that I don't want to see them again, and enough of them have such iconic, like a lot of them have their identity tied to the crazier versions of their fights. So people who liked that version of that monster are going to be really upset if it comes to mainline, and that has to go because it doesn't fit. So I think for both the monsters and the players' sake, I think the best thing to do is to set up. Actually, well, I think the best thing to do would be to like re-release Frontier, like remaster it or something. But the best thing to do generally is to. Actually, I shouldn't. No, I won't drag that with them with that. Is to keep them separate. I think both are perfectly valid things to like. I don't understand or agree with a lot of what's on the favorites list of a lot of Frontier players, but it's a different experience, and I think it's a valid one. I am still good. Like, don't get me wrong. I should clarify with all this. I do still plan to bully Frontier players and Frontier monsters because it's fun. But I want to make it clear that my real stance is that it's its own game that deserves to exist separately, and I think it actually kind of suffers sometimes for being connected to the Monster Hunter franchise because of how different some things are. I forgot that moose antlers do that. You know what? With that in mind, maybe I should give it mammalian ears. Do any of the herbivores have mammalian ears? I actually think the fat one might. I can never remember its name. Slagtoth. I think Slagtoth, granted, it doesn't have like big protruding ears, but I think it has mammalian, like, yeah, it does have mammal ears. Okay, cool. So there's absolutely a precedent for it. There's no reason I can't do it. Perfect. That is what I will do. I mean, I don't know. A sonic bomb weakness seems kind of pointless for a herbivore small monster to have. You know the crazy thing about Vol'jin and Azara Khan? I think they're both terrible. That now, I am being somewhat hyperbolic. I don't understand Azara Khan's design, and maybe once I do understand why its shoulders are like that, I'll like it more. But without context, I think it looks kind of dumb. Yeah, now that you've mentioned it, who mentioned it earlier? Gerber. Gerber mentioned that earlier, and like once he mentioned, it's like, oh my god, yeah, you're right. It was a fun fact I'd totally forgotten about. But I'm glad to have that in chat for all of those among us who were not knowers before. We are knowers now. We are united in our knowing. Okay. I don't mind that at all. I think that's pretty solid. I think the head's too small, maybe? Too big. A little less. Better. Okay. I feel pretty happy with the limbs, although they do need more detail. So I guess kind of move on to the next stage here and move all my sketches again. We're gonna blow up this sketch a little bit so that we can get started on refining it, and then we can use lines. I think I probably want these down here. I think this is where they're gonna be out of the way. It should be good. You can hang out down. Oops. Just hang out down here. Get rid of the ref folder while I'm here. And then this, just shunt down here. Oops. Anyway. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep the skull short because I don't want it to be too directly moosey. Like I still want it to feel like its own thing. But I will be giving it ears now that we've blown up the sketch a bit. And I guess honestly, I guess they don't need to funnel sound to an external ear. It can be an internal ear like other reptiles, or a simple external ear like most reptiles have. What if... I don't think they're called tympani on a frog, because I think that's just the instrument. I don't think it's the word for both. But what if it has like a little tympani thing in its forehead, I guess, for the antlers to funnel sound into? Trying just perfectly here. There we are. Okay, so let's erase and build a better anatomy here. Oops, was that the end of the playlist? It was not. Okay, I thought I looped it, and I clearly must have, because that's Flaming Devil Clad in Magma. Do we have much for Ceratopsian monsters? We have Diablos and Monoblos. Is that it? Is that all our Ceratopsians? I guess I'd count what are they called? Not Kestodon, the other like hard-headed charging herbivore monster. Not Gastodon either. I'm talking about the scaly one. It was in Rise as well. It came in Try, I think. The four-legged purple. No, yeah, that's like the four-legged purple ones that charge you. Ranoplos. Yes, thank you. I don't remember where. Oh yeah, Ranoplos counts as I think as a Ceratopsian. It's a hornless one, but I mean it looks like a lot like Protoceratops to me. 2 minutes left. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to drop like as soon as the beta drops, if it drops then, which I will ask someone to confirm for me. But so let's. I'm not giving it long enough toes. I did give mine pretty tall toes. You know what? I'm going about this all wrong, I think. It would be much smarter to do it this way? This way. Okay. So I'm going to shrink this big sketch again, because I've realized that I've forgotten my own process that I do literally all the time. So I'm going to shrink this guy back down. He's going to go up there. He's referenced now. And the rest of them are just going to get pushed even more to the side. Great. I'm going to work on... I think what I'll do now is I'll block out the pose. And I think I'll call it after that. That's true, but Rhino does have a small bump on its nose. I mean, eggs are eggs for the most part. I haven't noticed a huge difference in flavor in the eggs I've had in my life. So, I mean, probably. Would I want to go get them myself? No, I would not. That would rather suck. I've seen Chased by Dinosaurs. I know what a Protoceratops can do to people. And they're only like not even a quarter of the size of a Ranoplos. Ranoplos are like 6 feet tall. Almost. Maybe, probably closer to 5. They're huge, though. Oh wait, I'm thinking of... I'm mixing Apsaros and Ranoplos together. I'm stupid. Yeah, Apsaros is like 8 feet tall. It's enormous. I would not want to go get those eggs. Actually, Rugups, if you wouldn't mind, could you leave the stream open just to double check for me that the beta is online? I mean, we make duck eggs at the house. I don't notice a big difference. I'm doing the thing where I start on details in a tiny area when I shouldn't. That. Okay. Let's see. Pose. I think we want something proud. Let's try something proud. Honestly, like Griffin Protoceratops actually sounds like a pretty cool monster concept. I would assume that it would actually end up being like a bird wyvern. But then again, flying wyverns can have feathers just fine. I Could you call Valstrax a griffin? I mean, it's hawk-like, which is kind of an eagle. It's supposed to be a falcon, Valfalk. I guess I don't really see the rest of the griffin bit though. First proposed, which connection are you talking about, Glarn? Is Glarn what I call you? I've just I don't even know. Like, I guess you didn't correct me, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. So, oh, the Griffin Protoceratops connection. Really? Okay. Well, didn't know that was a real life connection. Glarn is fine. Okay. Yeah, but like I was saying, I didn't know there was a connection. Like, I'm assuming you're talking about some historical precedent for a griffin protoceratops, as in maybe people found protoceratops fossils and assumed them to be griffins because they had beaks and stuff. Is that what we were talking about? Okay, so yeah, similar to how Cyclops are theorized to have come from mammoth fossils. That makes sense. Mammoth and or mastodon. I actually don't remember if there was a specific one. His tail needs to be fatter. I want everything to be long and ropey all the time, and that's not good for diversifying my my skills. So we're gonna have this arm up here, this arm down here. Yeah, this isn't very proud, but I don't mind this as a pose, to be honest with you. It's a fairly standard herbivore dinosaur walking pose. That's fine. It's good enough. Dwarf elephant, is that what it was? Okay. I mean, I can believe it, especially, as... Because it seems like Eurasia has some of the better fossil dig sites, as far as I'm aware, at least. So, it makes sense that the Greeks were finding them, and you find a cool rock on the ground you want to show people. So I can imagine only more so when you find a rock on the ground that also happens to be a millions-year-old dead thing, even if you don't know that. It's foot. There we go. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and double check if the beta is live. So, oops, that's the benchmark. Nope. I don't want the benchmark. Turns out I can run wilds at 100-something frames per second, though, by the way. Jesus. I've never run anything above like 40 frames in my life, I swear. So this new computer is very nice. The only problem is that it randomly freezes, which is not conducive to gaming. See, that makes a lot of sense too. I totally buy that. The Greek. So I should really be saying what people. No, that's right. It's on the stream. I don't have to do anything. Um, anyway, but yes, that makes a lot of sense. That the Greeks see the um. I think the beta is real, by the way. All right. I'm actually. I feel like I left that pretty much in an acceptable state. I've got a pose ready to work on for next time. I've definitely got to work on the proportioning a bit here, but it's all in Sketch right now, so that will all be easily done. I'm not gonna remember. I'm gonna extend the trunk here so I don't forget, because that would be very silly of me. Here we go. Anyway, yeah, the beta's real, and I have the pose set out, so I'm thinking of calling this here. I don't think I finished my thought with what Glenn was saying, but yes, it makes sense that the Greeks would worship megafauna bones, because I mean, it is, in the literal sense, it's a giant monster, and giant monsters were often very important to the Greeks for one reason or another. And that's true, yeah. They absolutely got a lot of fossils and assumed them to be like giant humans or in some way different humans. Yep, that scans. That makes a lot of sense. That's cool. Okay, I'm happy enough with that fiddling to call that the real end of the stream. So, thanks everybody for coming. I think this was, one of my larger turnouts for a stream. So I really appreciate it. I hope you all had fun, and I'll hopefully see you on Saturday, yeah. Because on Saturday I've got that stream where I'm having two people on, Humva and Jeremiah, and we're gonna talk about their fan-made monsters. And we're gonna see how that goes, because I haven't tried it before, but hopefully it's a lot of fun. So, thank you very much. Bye!